back in 2009, during the bankruptcy, GM told the United Auto Workers, we're definitely going to close these plants, and these other plants will agree to open, but only if we get a two-tier wage system. So the top tier paid $29 an hour. They set up a bottom tier that ran from like $17 up to about $25. And then now there's this third tier, temps, and the temps make $15 an hour, and some of the temps have been there 3 and 5 years. So with all this concern about the increased precariousness of the economy and increased instability in jobs, one of the focuses of the union, of the strikers, is we got to get rid of these temp. I mean, we have to change these temp workers to make them permanent. It's unfair they're making just $15 an hour. They work side by side with people who make twice as much, and there's a feeling
side by side, often doing the same job.
Yeah,
right?
doing the same job, and it's part of the UAW's saying, we've been good to you, GM. We want you to be fair and good to us. Plus, the workers in the second tier want the gap closed with the top tier. They want to be moved up to $29, $31 very, very quickly.
And this is Ted Crum, head of the UAW's bargaining committee, speaking at a news conference Sunday night.
I want to be clear about something. This strike is about us. It is about standing up for fair wages, for affordable quality health care, for our share of profits, and for our job security. We are standing with our brothers and sisters who are temporary employees and in-progression employees who do the same work we do for less pay. We are united. We are strong. We are ready. We don't take this lightly. But General Motors needs to understand that we stood up for GM when they needed us. These are profitable times. We work hard to make this company profitable, and we deserve a fair contract because we've helped make this company what it is. We're standing up for us. We make no mistake. The strike is about the members in Texas, Missouri, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and throughout the great nation. We're fighting for the future of the middle class, and we want a fair and equitable contract. Thank you.
So that's Ted Crum, head of the UAW's bargaining committee, speaking at a news conference as they were going out on strike. If you could respond to what he says, and also this latest move by GM not to pay the health care of workers. You retweeted today Sarah Nelson, the president of the Association of Flight Attendants, CWA, tweeting about GM's decision to pull health care for all benefits. She said, a note to anyone who wants to use union members as a wedge to oppose Medicare for all. UAW has one of the best plans in the country, but management can still use it to hold workers hostage. M4A puts power back in our hands, meaning Medicare for all.
So I wrote this book explaining that, unions did an amazing job, lifting workers, last century, creating the middle class, creating the 40-hour week, making mines and factories much safer. But over the past 20, 30 years, unions and worker power in the United States have gotten much, much weaker. I explain that's because, corporations have really played super hardball to weaken unions. Globalization has weakened unions, and we've seen the Republicans, Scott Walker most notably, trying extremely hard to weaken unions, especially public sector unions. So we're at a point where worker power in the United States is, I argue, the weakest it's been in many, many decades. So there's a sense now that something is really broken. I mean, something is really broken. And corporate profits have been at record levels and the stock market's at record levels, but we keep hearing that wages have been stagnant for year after year. They're going up a tiny bit now, but for the past few decades, they've been really stagnant for most workers. And people say, we have to fix this. And I think the reason we had the teacher strikes last year and the Marriott strike and the Stop and Shop strike and now the GM strike is they're saying, we're not getting our fair share.